Whitlock, he's Marcellus Wiley. Time to put on our thinking cap.
Gucci.
No.
Stephen Jackson and Dahntay Jones are back as well.
3 months over, dog.
As you all know, I'm a journalist. We got our resident Ivy Leaguer, Marcellus, here.
Bottom of the Ivy League.
Very bottom.
That's messed up.
Below Duke.
I'm just being straight.
Below Duke.
Top 10. Top 10.
So we're going to take a deeper look at an issue in sports. We've got our special cap for our Columbia grad. Darnell, bring it in.
That Darnell.
Darnell.
What's up, baby? It's Darnell.
Baby. Swole. Oh, swole.
All right, let's move to the NBA.
Principalities to Darnell.
Where Commissioner Adam Silver did a wide-ranging panel at MIT's Sloan Sports Analytics Conference this weekend, addressing all kinds of topics about the league, including its relationship with social media. Silver has been instrumental in aligning the NBA and its stars with social media, but even he sees a downside, especially when it comes to the players' mental health.
I think we live a bit in the age of anxiety.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's I've read studies on this. I think part of it is a direct product of social media.
Yes.
And I think those players we're talking about, when I meet with them, what strikes me is that they are truly unhappy. If you're around a team in this day and age, they're headphones on, they're isolated, and they're head down.
Look, I would suggest to anybody, go check out his conversation with Bill Simmons. It's an hour. It's very good. I found it fascinating. And I found this point fascinating, that social media having a negative impact. I just don't think young people, anybody, or even older people, can suck on that much negativity and not have it have an impact on them.
I'm not blaming social media. I disagree with this. You know, it's funny that we're blaming the application, not blaming the individuals who apply it. And these famous athletes, whoever you may be, there are ways to walk through the pastures of social media and virtually go unscathed if you want to. It depends on you. Now, one, you ain't got to follow everybody. And if you do follow people you trust and respect and know. Two, you ain't got to be searching your mentions all day. Like, who cares what they thinking about you? Remember back in the days, our days, don't Google your name. Well, let me tell you, I always Google my name. I could take the hits because I know I punch a lot. So you know what? Bring it on. It's amazing that now we're going to blame it on the app instead of looking at these dudes who are maybe not of strong mind and will. It's a promotional tool. Use it appropriately.
Got a liquor store on every corner, Marcel.
No. I'm going to give you. You ready? You ready? You ready for this? But he said the headphones. I see guys, they're unhappy. They got headphones. You know what? So also the beautiful girl at the gym and wears her headphones all day. You know why? I'm not trying to hear you mac to me all day while I'm trying to get my workout on. Guess what? An NBA player, I'm the same way. I go to the airport, headphones on. I can hear you too. You know why I got them on? I want a deterrent. Please don't come up to me talking about Whitlock. I don't want that all day. That's all that is. That's not anxiety and unhappiness. Stop with that.
Hey, Whit, you know what they are? They the old heads that my way is better than yours. You know what? Like what our parents always said to us. I don't understand how y'all doing this. You understand that you were built differently than these kids. These kids, from the door, they've had social media, so their validation is in this app. Like they've grown up in this. So I have kids. I have a son that's 13. He learns on what's good and what's not and how to act through this app. It's me as a father that has to break this down and put more effort into it and help him understand how he's supposed to be built as a
child,
man.
though.
But a lot of these kids don't have the father that he has.
They're not kids.
No. They were kids. They were built this way.
Now they're not.
No.
Yeah,
They were,
it's the foundation,
It's the foundation of the individual. Your foundation, I'm saying your foundation is strong.
Man, stop.
Because
If
you had the validation of yourself growing up. You never had this.
Me standing here today.
You didn't grow up in this.
It's totally different from my foundation, where I grew up and how I grew up. It's totally different.
It's called the self-confidence you gather by yourself.
41.
But we all, as 40, we all got this. No, I'm not saying we have something different. We're talking about these kids grew up differently than us. Yeah. All of us at this table.
Will you stop? King Solomon said nothing new under the sun. Guess what? We grew up in the media. We grew up bombarded by imagery. I grew up in
the media is different than you played.
It is different.
Everything we do is instantaneous. Are you serious?
Social media. Hold on. Social media environment. I'm talking about you can be in an environment and still find through selective perception the things that help and the things that hurt.
Much harder.
You're making an excuse. You're making excuses.
It's much harder than what it was.
You're making excuses.
That's all I'm saying.
I grew up in a hood that first of all, it was glamorized to be gangster where I'm from in Compton. Second of all, every song, NWA, gangster rap, every movie, everything you looked at, everywhere on the streets, people were actually wearing the S on their chest. Like, I'm super gangster. Guess what? I look beyond those things and try to find the positive.
That's still going on now. What I'm saying is,
you can't do it on the app,
it's their self-validation. It's not their surroundings. It's not where you grew up. It's not the hood. It's nothing like that.
It's insecurity.
It's the insecurities in
it's
yourself.
Losing.
It's losing.
It's not being good.
Right.
It's all that stuff. It's not just one thing. A lot of these players not that good. A lot of them don't belong in the NBA, first of all. You got a lot of players that's making money that shouldn't be making money. Let's say that, okay? They insecure because they don't really love the game. They in the game for what the game can do for them.
We've always had people that never loved the game.
Okay, well, that's what it is. It ain't just social media.
That's never going to change. You're going to have people in for the money regardless.
It's the players themselves. It's not just social media because you have to turn that phone on.
Thank you.
First of all.
Validation.
You have to hit the app.
That phone is attached to everybody here.
Okay, let me say this.
It ain't on what I want.
Let me say this, though. Let me tell you that. Y'all are acting like all this new technology has had no impact on
I didn't say
human
that.
evolution.
I didn't say that.
And Marcellus,
Human or my?
Just
human, everybody's.
Break it down.
Social media is so
Break it down.
different.
You know how hard it is to do a social media fast for some people?
Yes. Thank you.
You know how hard it is? It's harder than not eating sometimes.
It's
for people to not pick up their phone and see what
I
life.
don't blame food.
Marcellus.
Sometimes people do.
Marcellus.
You blame the food. Okay, if you got a bad diet, don't you blame the food that's around you in your house?
Yeah, Marcellus. Here, let me say this.
That's your food that's
All
available
that's
to you.
excuses.
No. The food that you can go get.
All that's excuses.
Let me say this. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. When we were kids, I'm 51, 41, 44. Particularly for me, there was one phone in my house, and you could only get on it if my mama was off the phone talking to her sister.
Yeah.
So we had one record player.
Yeah.
And so if you played music, everybody in the house had to hear it. Now everybody goes into their own individual rooms, puts on their headphones, turns on their TV, looks at their cell phone or individual iPad. Everybody, and so you can all be in the same house, and mama could be talking and
Nobody
one here.
Yeah.
And so there's social media
interaction.
has hijacked us, and people aren't even aware of it. That this technology has disconnected us and is reprogramming us right now, and that's what Adam Silver is talking about. Because I'm not joking when I say this. I like to crack a lot of self-deprecating jokes. But I lived in I think a 1,300 square foot apartment with me and my mother and brother when I was in like 5th or 6th grade. And she could be in her bedroom and hear me in the kitchen going into the cookie jar, and she would holler out, "Boy, get out of that cookie jar."
Every mama had that. Every mama had that skill.
She could hear because I didn't have headphones on. I'm just saying it was so
I had
much.
headphones
it
on,
was
though.
so much.
Mama
easier,
said take them off.
It was so much easier for parents to be a more powerful voice than it is now.
Look how many kids go outside and play. And go and have social interaction with each other. Like that was what we did.
Yeah.
You go hang with your homies and you find some toughness, some sense of pride, some source of identity amongst the people you grew up with because the collection of people made you stronger.
Right.
You go figure these things out. My kids don't go play outside. I gotta force them to because they're into their own,
Your parents
thing.
force you to do some things too.
No, they forced me to come inside. That's it. They made me come in. I didn't
say what those things were. Social norms cannot be married to your kids and then dictate their future.
You gotta separate. They have so many ways to get into
it. If you letting social media dictate on what you believe and how you feel about yourself, you're weak-minded.
Thank you. You already all I'm saying is
you can't let an app tell you what to believe or how you feel about yourself. That comes from you. You should
That's virtually all of America right now.
No, that's not me.
Yes,
that's not me.
People think social media is real. They say Instagram ain't real, right?
You saying my Instagram makes me feel like who I am, make me feel better than who I am?
In ways you don't
Absolutely
realize.
not. That's what everyone always goes to. In ways you don't realize. But the ways, let me tell you.
The people in denial are the ones that
Let me tell you why. Because if I didn't have social media, I could still go on that Chase app and feel the same way. You see what I'm saying? That Instagram has nothing to do.
YouTube.
You insecure if you letting the app dictate on how you live and what you feel about yourself.
You're just human. You're not.
Unless it's a Chase
weak,
app or a
just
Wells
human.
Fargo app. That's different.
I'm not even gonna go there.
The people inventing these apps have done research. They know exactly what they're doing. There's the things going on in your brain.
You keep people more egg avatars than anybody. That's what y'all saying.
You keep people dependent on a source for their identity. Like we've been built so much. We've been built in such a great way that we don't understand how these kids are. So that's why I say, like, when rosters are built, because you got to go have somebody strong enough to go tell them and teach them how to be a man, how to fight through the set of adversity. No, it's not there. And they don't have that coming in. At least I had some of it coming in by the way I grew up. So then I'm fighting half the battle. But now they don't even have that in their tank, and that's the problem.
It just sounds like growing up.
You got it when I got to the NBA.
You made a weak parenting argument or leadership argument more so than the social media blame argument. That's what that sounds like. You got to get into.
All right, coming up.